Welcome to Michigan's WW1 Centennial News Report for March 2015. Wartime Recipes, Cocktails. We will examine the cocktail from the First World War, ones that were drank by the soldiers, ones that were invented by the soldiers, and ones that were a result of the people, places, and weapons of the Great War. On March 2, 1915, Vice Admiral Carden of the British Admiralty started bombing the Dardanelles forts. The forts were separating the Mediterranean and Aegean Sea from the Black Sea. The British had hoped to use this to supply Russia during the war. On March 18th, the naval attack on the Dardanelles forts fails, and the French battleship Bouvet strikes a mine and sinks, the first major loss in the Dardanelles campaign. On March 14th, the German cruiser Dresden was scuttled off the coast of Chile. She was surrounded by British warships. She survived the Battle of Coronel in November and the Battle of the Falkland Islands in December of 1914, where she was the only survivor. During the Great War, most armies issued soldiers a ration of alcohol. In the British Army, it was rum. In the French Army, it was vin rouge, red wine, and in the German Army, it was schnapps. The American Army was one of the few armies that did not issue alcohol rations to its soldiers. Because of the class difference between officers and enlisted men or ordinary ranks, officers usually drank whiskeys, champagnes, and brandies and cognacs, where the enlisted people drank rum and vin rouge. Before going over the top, officers used alcohol as a morale builder, usually issuing a double ration before soldiers started an attack. Alcohol was also used in hospitals as an anesthesia, antiseptic, and a tranquilizer. One note about the consumption of alcohol during the Great War: it was a lot safer for soldiers and people in general to consume beer or wine because it was processed. You didn't have the danger of getting dysentery. During World War I, pilots were known as heavy drinkers. They flew without parachutes in highly flammable planes, usually only a couple hours of training. Most of them lasted a mere 3 weeks before dying or succumbing to nerves. Strong drinks, and lots of it, was a boon and salvation to the aviators. Show me a good, stout-hearted, cool, dependable airfighter, and I'll show you 9 times out of 10 a hard drinker. Many pilots consider that a stiff drink, usually a brandy, in between runs helped both the process of getting up in the air and aiming guns and bombs. Drinking was not just limited to aviators. Poet and officer Siegfried Sassoon wrote about one night he went out drinking. This is what he had: 2 John Collins, 1 sherry and bitter, 1 Benedictine, 1 oyster cocktail, a Japanese cocktail, as well as wine. One cocktail invented during the war was the Sidecar. It was reportedly invented for a sick American captain in France who was driven from bar to bar in a sidecar. The Sidecar consists of 1/4 lemon juice, 1/4 Cointreau, 1/2 brandy. Shake well and strain into a cocktail glass. Harry's New York bar in Paris, located at 5 Rue d'Anneau, is said to be the birthplace of classic cocktails such as Bloody Mary, French 75, Sidecar, and the Monkey Gland. All of these were important cocktails during the First World War. The bartender who was credited with inventing these drinks was Harry McElhone, a barman from Dundee, Scotland. In order to mix World War I cocktails, here's a few items you'll need: club soda, maraschino liqueur, kirsch, which is a cherry liqueur that was served to the German army, gin, which was used in a lot of cocktails, vermouth, Campari, Benedictine, which was used like Jägermeister is today. Lilly, a French wine. Brandy. Control, an orange liqueur. Lemon juice. Pernod Absinthe, which is a licorice flavored liqueur. Orange juice. Grenadine. And an Applejack, like Laird's. With these ingredients and recipes on this program and on Michigan's World War I Facebook, you'll get a chance to experience what cocktails were like during World War I. The first cocktail is the French 75, named after the French 75mm cannon, which had a recuperator, which is novel at the time, because this allowed the artillery piece to remain in place and rapid fire, providing highly accurate shots. The drink consists of 2/3 gin, 1/3 lemon juice, and a spoonful of powdered sugar. Pour into a tall glass containing cracked ice and fill up with champagne. Our next cocktail is called the Monkey Gland, and it resembles a medical procedure which involves skin grafting from a monkey. It consists of 3 dashes of Pernod, 3 dashes of Grenadine, 1/3 orange juice, 2/3 dry gin. Shake well and strain into a cocktail glass. And this is the Monkey Gland. There are a few other cocktails that came from the First World War. One of them was called the Depth Charge Cocktail. Another one was Depth Charge Brandy Cocktail. The Aviation Cocktail, and B&B, which stands for Benedictine and Brandy. Also there was the Artillery Cocktail. The Torpedo Cocktail. The Nosedive Cocktail. The Liberty Cocktail. The cocktails presented in this program, plus more recipes, will be available on Michigan's World War I Centennial Facebook page. The next time your group, organization, or club has a get-together where adult beverages are being served, come up with the theme of World War I cocktails to add a little history to your organization and help celebrate Michigan's World War I Centennial.
Go